Hey guys, what is going on? It is your dog Naked Dog here, and welcome back to another anime review. And oh boy, guys, this one was just so many words to describe it. And man, just if you guys have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Let's get into this. So Clannad. So Clannad is a show that I had only heard about once because this is the first year that I've ever watched anime at all. I had only watched one anime previously to this year, and it was like from the 90s, and I don't know, it was like some small childhood thing I watched. But besides that, this first year was anything I ever watched. I watched Death Note, I'm watching Code Geass, I've seen Your Lie in April, and I've seen Avatar and The Legend of Korra and stuff like that, even though those aren't classified as animes. Besides the point, Clannad. Clannad is a very emotional, just very drama type of anime series, and there's about 24 episodes, and I remember people, I think it was after Your Lie in April, because Your Lie in April was a very emotional show as well, or anime. I want to mix those two up. I think someone told me about Clannad, and I watched the first episode. I did not know it's a thing. I remember just watching it, and I was like, I liked it, but I was just like, I didn't keep watching for some reason. So, zoom into present day, and I watched the first episode again, really liked it, and I kept watching it. I was like, I'm gonna just watch this on my own time, because some things I don't feel like reacting to, and I just like reviewing things for like my own pleasure and for you guys. So coming into this first season, because there's two seasons, there's Clannad After Story. We'll get into that after I talk about Clannad. But Clannad, like, you have Tomoya Okazaki. I'm always bad at saying these names. I'm sorry if I say them wrong, but he is a kind of a delinquent. You could say he doesn't care too much about school, but in a way he still like tries to follow like what he needs to do and his responsibilities, because he's got a father who's drunk, and you don't find out right away why his dad is pretty messed up, but you just kind of think that, okay, so something pretty bad's maybe happened in the relationship, because pretty much Samoya is always taking care of himself, and he's kind of helping his dad, but at the same time he kind of just doesn't like being around him, and he's always just kind of to himself, and he doesn't have any siblings or anything like that, so he's always just doing his own thing. And then he meets a girl, Nagisa, the first day, or at least the first episode, I should say, and she's like talking to herself, and this is when you start to see a bond form with him, because he's usually like, why is he talking to her? And the thing I have to praise, there's so many things I praise about this show. First of all, the narration. I just love how the narration and the music just go so well with the anime. Like, you see the imagery, the music, the tone, just everything. I love the voice acting in this anime, and I did not watch the subtitle version. I watched the English dub version, and to me, hands down, loved it. Okay, so we get Nagisa, we get Tomoya, and we meet like some friends along the way. Like there's Kiyu, Ryu. They're both sisters. His friend, dude. Oh my god. I'm gonna say this right now. He has one of the just best comedy relief in an anime that I've seen, at least. Like, he's just, oh my god. Senior Hara, man, like, I've never seen a character like him. I mean, there's always characters who are good at bringing laughter, but Senior Hara, he was terrific. I loved the English guy who played his voice. It was just perfect for me. That being said, all the characters, you get to know, you get to love them, and over the course of the series, the first season of Clannad, there's times when it kind of feels like it's slowing down, but for the most part, you get to feel the series as a whole, and you get to love the characters, you get to feel for them, and there's a lot of times where some of the characters really are you can kind of tell that they like Tomoya, but he's always sticking with Nagisa, and oh my god, Nagisa's parents. I swear they're so funny. You never really see a show care about the parents that much, and I just love like the role they played, and they kind of become like Tomoya's parents in a way, because you know his dad never really takes care of him the way you feel like he should, and you know he starts hanging out with Nagisa's family, and Nagisa's parents, dude, like the father will just all of a sudden be like saying something about her bread, being like, yeah, and you don't want to eat her bread. Like, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name right now, and she's like, I thought you loved my bread, and then you're saying you don't like it, and he's like, no, I love your bread, and then like he chases her down the like street or something. Yeah, it's just cool and something like I found original, and that's just a lot of the show is original. I know it's made by Key, who was made like the video game or something like that, which I never played, but this show is fantastic, and it is a very emotional first season, but a lot of my friends and just people in general told me that the second season, Clannad After Story, was just so emotional and just amazing, and I was like, okay, like the first season, and I love how they ended the first season before I started into After Story. Just the last episode when he finally says, "Do you want to like be my girlfriend?" She's like, "Yes," and he's like, "Well, maybe we just stay together," and I believe, and then she's like, "Yeah, forever," and just the way it just, oh man, I'm feeling the tears coming like right now. Like it was just so emotional. Like never felt anything like that, and you know, also the side story. They have this side story with the girl and the robot that she builds. She builds a robot, and it's like, uh, I don't know if it's springtime. I guess I don't know. She builds the robot, and there's always narration, and it's only like about a minute long in every couple episodes or so, and it does feel emotional at times, but you're never sure what's going on. So that ties into the first season. Loved it. If I had to give it a rating, I'd say 3.0 out of 5. I would go higher, but it just didn't feel as good as Clannad After Story, because Clannad After Story, oh my god, like just Jesus. Like man, the first 8 episodes, because I know it was supposed to go into the future or something like that, but I didn't know how. But the first 8 episodes are like kind of the same as the first season. Like you just kind of get uh, not so much filler episodes, because there are some episodes that just kind of feel like they're fillered, because if you have a show that's just super short, then it's gonna kind of feel like it went by too fast. So you need episodes to have like some narration, some more exposition of different things. So even if they feel slow, you you get to understand more of the characters. That being said, the first 8 episodes I still enjoyed. There were a couple of things I didn't care for per se, like the couple of episodes dealing with like those gangsters and Tomoya had to help fight. Like something about it, I didn't care for it. I got through it, and I mean I liked seeing the series go on, but it was something I didn't care for. It's just my own opinion, but there was that. But besides that, I found it was good. But after, or I think it was even episode 8, when you start to seriously see Tomoya and Nagisa's like relationship just form, and they really start focusing on them just a whole bunch more, because usually you had all the characters and friends together, but no, they just start focusing on Nagisa and Tomoya for the most part, and oh my god, it just gets so emotional, because you have her, he starts getting a job, he finishes, high school, and she gets sick, and she really gets sick a lot. That's another thing I should point out. She gets sick at times, and he takes care of her, but the thing I love is that he's always with her, and for me, like, if I ever, like, get married or anything, I'm gonna stick by the person I love the most, and this show is the most realistic show, I think, at least, or anime, I should say, that really focuses on that point, and I find that just really just amazing and brilliant that they would focus that just on that, just the two of them for the most part, and it works out perfectly for me. And there's she has to repeat high school, so he's with her for that, and she finally graduates, and then they all have a ceremony just for her, and it just feels good. And and then there's the times when well, she gets pregnant, she's gonna have a baby, and they keep worrying that she's gonna get sick or maybe too sick and she's not gonna be able to handle it. And spoiler warning, if you guys haven't seen the show, well, Nagisa dies, and he just kind of hits a bad place. And I mean, I've seen shows do that before, and this one you kind of just really feel for him. I'm like, oh no, not the Nagisa, because you've been watching the series and you've came accustomed to these two characters, and all of a sudden she's just wiped out of the show, and you're like, you feel like you've lost someone inside you. That's pretty much like what you're feeling. And he goes through it, and then the next thing I know, and even anyone else watching, like, it skips 5 years into the future, and you're like, damn. And it's just a whole bunch of amazing just artwork, visual imagery. Just, I cannot praise this show enough for that. And then you get to meet his daughter, Yushio, I believe how you say it. And at first you're like, damn, they just skipped that, right? And he's never bonded with her really. She's been living with Nagisa's parents. And he gets to form a bond with her, and oh my god, it was so cute, so beautiful. And when they go on the train ride and calls him daddy, and the toy, oh my god, I was like freaking out. I was like, dude, this is like so nice. Like, this show, Clannad After Story, guys, just, oh my god. If you haven't watched it and you're watching this right now, you just need to watch it, because this show is definitely worth it. Because I remember watching Your Lie in April. It was one season, like, wasn't that many episodes, and the last episode definitely got me crying, dude. I'm not gonna lie. You can watch my review of it. Started crying at the very last episode. Hit me right here. This one, I did not cry, because Your Lie in April, for some reason that show made me cry. Maybe it was because I wasn't prepared for that type of show or something like that. This show, I kind of felt like I was getting emotional, and I was very just into the show emotionally, and I did not cry a lot. I had a little bit of sympathy going on, like a little bit of crying, not too much. But I definitely could have cried probably a lot more. But this show, it's this anime. I'm sorry, guys. This anime was basically perfect for me. Like, it's so many words to describe the show. The guys who have watched it, you know what I'm talking about. Guys who haven't watched it, please go and watch it. Just, you won't regret it, trust me. If you like anime, especially sympathetic, kind of tearjerkers, for some of you'll definitely love this. A good story that has realism in it. He has to get a job, and so he forms a bond with his daughter. I just could go on and on about this show, but basically tying it up, the ending, I like the ending. Some people say they don't like it because it cuts away all the other part of the story with the character development, but you know what? The happy story was good enough to finish it, because both the daughter gets sick too, because she has the symptoms of Nagisa, his wife, and they get married, by the way. I totally forgot to say that. They were married, they had a kid on the way, and then Nagisa died, and then the kid is about to die. He takes her out because she wants to go on another trip, and he takes her, and last thing she says is like, I love you, and then she dies, and you kind of die inside like I am right now, just thinking about it. Why you do this to me? Okay, anyway, point is, the other story going on with the girl and the robot, they end up being a crucial part to the story, because they end up being, Tomoya being the robot, which I was not expecting at all. I was like, holy crap, he was the robot, and the daughter being the girl. And just the whole story of, like, you have that one wish, and you can just change it. And, like, the wish, there's so much in this show that I did not see coming. And he wishes, or he has the power from that wish to have everything go back to normal. And he goes back to that first day where he sees Nagisa, and it just goes back to that room where she's having a little Yushio, and they're all okay. And damn, I seriously, like, every time I watch a show that's as good as, like, Clannad, I want to show so many of my friends, but I never have time to, because I want them to experience it just with me, you know. And hopefully you guys are enjoying this review, because I just like going in depth about it, just my personal opinion of this show. If you can't tell, I am being totally honest. This was an emotional film for me, or anime series. So many words just to describe this, and I'm so glad I watched this show. It gives me a perspective on life, just helps me. Also, very cool thing, at least I thought it was special for me. I was tweeting something about this show, or I was tweeting the show to Danny, the guy who plays Tomoya in the English version. I tweeted at him on his Twitter, and he actually liked my tweet, and I flipped the F out, guys. Like, just holy crap. It was this was awesome. Just best anime I've watched ever, I gotta say. Amazing. Have another anime review coming out soon that I watched. Not as good as Clannad, but it was definitely good. And I hope you guys have all enjoyed my review of Clannad and Clannad After Story. And for my rating of Clannad After Story, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Compared to Clannad, which I gave 3.0 out of 5. It could have been higher, but you know, I felt like to just save the high rating for After Story, because it just hit me right here. That being said, I will see you all in my next video. Peace, guys.